Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering what is a ghostwriter. Understanding the power of ghostwriting can help you make the most of your time, clarify your message, and ultimately transform your life. So you'll definitely want to pay attention to these tips. By the end of this video, you will learn the popularity of ghostwriting and my own path to becoming a ghostwriter. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free resource that I think you're really going to enjoy. Let's dive in. Ghostwriter is an interesting, vague term. When I tell people that I'm a book ghostwriter, they ultimately ask me, what is that? Or they kind of know a little bit, or they maybe saw a TV show or a movie or something and think they know what it is. It's ultimately somebody who is writing or creating something on behalf of another. Usually not for credit, although sometimes you are credited. It's really the person behind the person. It's somebody who's helping an author or someone who's giving a speech to refine their message and to help them bring it forward. Go into any bookstore and pick up a book, and there's a likelihood that a ghostwriter had some role in it, especially popular books, celebrities and thought leaders and business leaders. If you look at the cover of the book and you see the author's name and say, how did they have time to write a book? Chances are they didn't. They didn't have time to write the book. They worked with somebody who then brought the message forward. That doesn't mean the book is any less theirs. It simply means that they had help along the way. I think it's such an awesome and collaborative process to work with a ghostwriter. And to me, it tells me that the author is serious about telling their message, sharing it as strongly as possible, and really figuring it out. You know, it's one thing to write a book yourself and think that you know what you're doing. I know I felt like that when I first got into book writing myself. When you're writing a book for the first time, maybe you have some background in writing, you probably think, I can figure this out, I know what I'm doing. I felt like that too when I first started writing books. I came from a journalism background and I worked in New York City media for about a decade. And while the skills I learned as a journalist, like interviewing and writing on deadline and writing crisp, clean copy, definitely translated to books, I had no idea how to write a book when I first got started. You know, I just thought it was chapter, 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 pile up a lot of chapters, now you have a book. You know, but there's something more there. There's a refinement needed. There's a thread line, but there's a process. There's a thread line to books, to great books. And working with a ghostwriter could mean the difference between writing a book that gets quickly ignored and writing a book that takes your life to new places. It's an insurance policy. It's the safety net. It's not saying that you can't write a book and not saying that you don't have the talent to write a book. Working with the ghostwriter is about refining your story, understanding it, unwrapping it, and making it as strong as possible so it can have the biggest impact. It's been so special for me as I've established myself as a ghostwriter to help people tell their stories and unlock their purpose. It really is a transformative process. You know, some of the clients I work with, when we first start working together, they're stuck. They're lost. They don't really know what they want to say, and they know they have something powerful to share, but they just don't know what that is. Or maybe they have some ideas, and I can help them just bring it out a little bit more, connect the dots, connect the pieces. I started working with someone new recently, and they were telling me about how they felt seen, you know, how they felt like their story was really coming through in ways that they didn't even understand. And that was such a moving thing for me to be able to recognize that. And it helps to be able to have that person attached to the project that's one step away, you know, that doesn't have the personal connection, personal relationship, personal experiences attached to the project, especially on emotional projects. It helps to lighten the load a little bit. That, you know, if it's a difficult emotional story, that you can share it with somebody else, that you can just lighten the load a little bit and move forward with someone else with clarity in mind and allow them to help you work through the trouble spots, work through the tough spots in your story, and make sure that your message really resonates. I've seen it so many times where someone just rushed a book, pushed it out, didn't really challenge themselves to ask the right questions, you know, and then you go on Amazon a year later and they have 3 reviews or 4 reviews because no one read it. You know, just collecting dust on a bookshelf somewhere and no one read it. It's disheartening. If you want to write a book, you want to do it right, and working with a ghostwriter can help you do it right. Working with a book ghostwriter shows you're committed to the project. It shows that you're really going to that next level to make this special. Otherwise, why waste anybody's time? Like, this needs to be a special project. And this isn't always about getting it to the biggest readership, but it's about telling your message in the best way possible. I think back to one of the clients I worked with who wanted to share a message with his family. You know, he privately published the book, but it was the book that he wanted to write, and he was really proud of it. And it was so special to work with him and to help him tell a story. So if you're thinking about working with the ghostwriter, you definitely should watch the next episode. I'll link to it on the screen. It's called 7 Critical Steps to Working with a Ghostwriter. In that video, I cover all of the motions that you're going to go through during the writing and ghostwriting process, the vulnerability, the struggle, and working through those things. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.